Drama over the Mightiest Governor event in Kingdom 2329, which was free for all, by the way. Anybody could contend for the rank 1, and I'm being called out as not contributing to this KVK, and I'm being called out different names, and I'm being called out a lot of things. You've probably seen this on some social media, either Facebook or Discord or whatever, screenshots being shared. So you, the viewers, do deserve an explanation. He doesn't deserve one, to be honest. So I'm just doing this for you, my viewers, so you know all the things that happen in the background and the things that are definitely not shown. Because it's very easy to blame someone, but it is harder to get your facts straight. We are talking about the first Mightiest Governor for Henry, where I got rank 1, and as I said, it was a free-for-all MGE, and obviously Vic is the king, or one of the kings from Kingdom 2329, alongside Loco. Which, by the way, throughout this video, I'm also going to post a lot of pictures as I'm editing this video, because there is a lot of things that you should know. So let's go first to a KVK2 contribution, where as you already see the list and as you already see the picture, this is part of my contribution to the kingdom in the end. And some very expensive farms, accounts, they killed a lot of troops, of course. We lost this KVK, and you can also compare this to the KVK3, which we won. So you can compare a little bit the dead troops, like when you're losing versus when you're winning. In KVK2, Kingdom 2338, they were pushing us all the time. They were always burning the flags. So we weren't able to hold the garrisons up because they had the field. This is the most important part in any KVK, having the field. Now going to a KVK3 contribution, where a lot of people, I'm pretty sure that they are happy that I kind of took over and help with the building and help with how they should place the fortresses and everything, because it helped us win. And we had the activity, we had the field activity, we overwhelmed Kingdom 2336 with the field, even though they had the numbers. So you can see that it is way less dead troops if you have the field, if you control the field. Zoom, 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 zoom. Searching for Vic. Searching for Vic. Error 404, player not found. I'm also going to post the kingdom rules, as it is shared by the same player in our Discord, which, by the way, that Discord hasn't been cleaned since KVK2, as far as I know. There is players that are in 1365, because most of them from 2329, they followed the previous king. And a lot of them are in 1365, and they are still in the same Discord where we are trying to coordinate our fighting and our KVK. So a little bit of a bummer there, if you want to ask me about the security of our Discord. We also have a no feeding kill policy in Kingdom 2329, which obviously that applies for most of us. But I'm guessing if you're the king, that's probably not applying to you, since you're making the rules, or the kings. As I mentioned previously, the kingdom has 2 kings. Now, the player who sent me this picture, he was telling me that this has been going on for a very long time, and this went back and forth. So first, Vic got his kills, and then Loco got his kills, so it went back and forth. But of course, I was concerned about fighting at the pass 4 with 1365 players, because that's how I got my kills. I didn't feed it. All the points that you have seen at the beginning, I gained them either fighting Kingdom 1365 or training troops, which that's what people do on a free-for-all MGE. Now this is part of our Discord with 2330, which is our camp allies in this KVK. So you can see on the right corner who is the members that are part of this channel. So this was discussed about who we should ally with. Of course, 1846 contacted us, and it was a no-brainer that we immediately said yes. But just to put it out there, this is where it was discussed about the contribution of the KVK, right? Because that's why I'm being called out about not contributing. And I don't see Vic in here. Where is Vic? Probably contributing. So going further down, Of course, since we allied with 1846, I helped with the planning of the zone, of the starting zone, and I've also done the maps, which I'm trying to see if this will work. If I click on them, yes, they are definitely being zoomed out. So this is just a big sketch, right? Just so people have an idea where exactly they are building, which it probably takes about a minute if you do that in Paint. And if you go further down, I've also wrote the details, and I've also done a crystal map for each and every alliance. So I made sure that each and every alliance will have a decent amount of crystals. If I'm correct, each and every alliance had about 8,000 crystals. So it took me quite a lot of hours to try to go through all this and try to map the crystals and calculate all the crystals that were available on our zone 4. And of course, going further down, I had to plan our offensive in the zone 5 when the paths 4 open, which I've done that, and I also kept correcting these pictures and these images as it was needed, and I kept uploading them. So going further down is what I was just saying, that I kept editing some of the pictures and I kept uploading them. So it took me quite a lot of time to do all this, because when you do the planning for a kingdom, you don't just plan for the zone 4. You have to think ahead for the zone 5. You have to think for the zone 6, 7. You have to think on a winning perspective. Like if you're building all the way, how exactly are you doing that? So that obviously takes a lot of time. You don't just drop some fortresses. And of course, it comes about the carpeting of our zone 5, which is on our right side, not the left side, which it was 1365, not the war zone. It was agreed by the kingdom 42 and 20, which are our allies on the right side here in Sakaka. This was agreed, so this was our part of carpenting, which I also started that. But later on, I do have to point this out. Laguna said that he wants to take care of the carpeting in Sakaka, so I said, okay, you take care. I can also zoom out a little bit. This is how I've done it. It was supposed to be full, and as you see, there was no fortresses needed to be dropped, which means that any flags that were supposed to be cut until you literally disconnect them in order to lose the full territory. That was the theory behind it, because if you drop a fortress, they'll just connect to the fortress, kill the fortress, and that's it. Which pretty much that gives you a fighting back chance, if you want to call it like that. And then of course, helping with the carpenting and some other things, which obviously, like I said, that's why I pointed out earlier that Laguna took over, so I didn't have to do any more with the carpenting. Regarding our offensive towards 1365, I took that privately with the players, so I wanted to send this to as less people as possible, our tactic and our plan. I wanted to make sure that just the leaders know this, and then they will share to the people they trust and so on. And I've done video about this. I've also done video about the KVK2 plan and tactic that I've done as well. So I put all these things, I put them on YouTube. So this was the plan that we were supposed to happen, and that's when I knew that Kingdom 2329 won't be able to do dog shit, to be honest, when we weren't even able to fill 4 fortresses. So we had the plan ahead, right? So I've done this plan. Then I went to the 29 IC Alliance, the red one, and I helped them build down, which we've almost done it. We almost got to the point where we covered the 29 IC fortress. But obviously 1365 overwhelmed the field, and they also got with the flagging, they got to that point. I've tried to do my best to contribute and help, but what did others do? And this is my contribution as well as part of field fighting. So not just organizing, being an R4, leading, doing maps and all that sort of stuff. This is also my fighting part as a contribution in this KVK, which again is being pointed out that show your house of heroes, show your house of heroes. I don't need to show anything to anybody. In fact, I didn't even need to show this, to be honest. I have hundreds of KVKs that I have played. I know when a kingdom is able to do something or not. I can do my own assessment. So I don't need to show or do anything to anybody. I'm just doing this for the viewers. There is 24 days left of this KVK. 1846 and 1365, they haven't started fighting yet. So why do I want to kill my troops on a zone which is already lost? Because 1365 they found a spot which I found out later on that it was a city bubbled, which it wasn't supposed to be bubbled because he was on his own territory, but it was bubbled. They exiled it, and they placed a fortress. So who was online at that time was probably supposed to inspect this area of enemy movements, because there was like 20 JST cities teleported in this area. I think this is the zone where they even dropped the fortress. Nobody done anything about it. When I found out that JST dropped a fortress in the middle of our territory, I immediately logged in. I fought for an hour, but we weren't even able to get out of our cities because they had so many whales teleported there and they were just smashing us. And they were trying to organize a double rally, which after an hour it didn't happen. So when it was 1 hour and 24 minutes left of the fortress, I just left. There was nothing to do. You couldn't do anything. So if you can't do anything. And then it started our defensive of the fortresses while most of our territory was burning. And that's when I'm being called out about showing my House of Heroes. Because in this area we had 2 fortresses, which was supposed to be our defense if they don't get in, to go and build back-to-back fortresses, defend the fortresses whenever it's convenient for us, and so on. And I'm being called out because I'm not killing my troops. Well, first of all, our first defense started with mix of troops. I know how to make my own assessments, and I'm not killing my troops in a dogshit.vig type of organization and garrisoning. And if I'm being called out, then why isn't just me being called out? Because there is other players that have similar powers with me. I have to be the one to bear all this weight? What? And this is the last thing that I also wrote to Loco, which you can see that he says, exactly, bro, I totally agree. Why try to kill your troops in a fortress when troops are very limited in this kingdom? There's a lot of free-to-play players who probably can't kill a lot of troops anyway. When you need to wait when 8046 and 3065 engage, and then when you have to do a full force. I was also very disappointed because we were doing mix of troops. It was our first time we were garrisoning. It was our first time we were defending on this pass 5, having the fortresses, even though our territory is burning. So let's just put that out of the way. Basically the zone is lost, but we were trying to cause some damage, right? Because field fighting wise, I mean, what can you do against 1365? They had nothing else to do, so they were only focusing on us. So field fighting wise, I mean, it was a no-go. But killing our troops, so killing my troops on a mix of troops garrison, that's a no-go. I mean, when I saw that we are doing mix from the first time and we weren't able to hold the fortresses, I mean, where is the kingdom activity? Why are you pointing out on me, one player, who I already showed you a lot of what I have done for this KVK? I'm going for the MGs. I do it because I can. What's the problem? If you can do it as well. And then he's pointing out about garrison, that I was supposed to be garrison. I mean, I have never been garrison, but I did say that I will build a garrison. So that is true, that part. And it was not about Flavius. I was thinking to do Flavius, but then I had a change of heart. And I can't load, because I've tried 3-4 times. I've tried to load exactly the chats that I had with Loco, not with him. So Loco, it was talking with him. So however Loco was wording it towards him, I don't know. But I know how I worded it towards Loco. And that's what I wanted to show. And I personally didn't want to bring this up. But anyway. And I got Jadwiga. I got rank 1 in Jadwiga. That was before the KVK started. And that was for my contribution in KVK 2 and 3, which you already saw. And then I thought about, well, hold on. I'm building YSS, which is kind of an outdated commander when you think about it. And then it came the archers. And I said, well, it's easier for me if I build an archer, right? But that was after I got the cabs. I said it's easier for me if I build an archer garrison, because I have Artemisia already max skill. So if I get a rank 1 in the archers, I'll do Amaritor. That's exactly what I told him. He said, well, I'm not sure if I can give you another rank 1 because there's other players. There was another player who got the rank 1 and he took Nebu. I got rank 2. Well, I said, if I'm getting rank 2, and that was before the MG even started, I won't build a Monitor with the 90 sculptures. I won't spend 610 universals. So everything was layered out, and even about the Jadwiga and the YSS, I had talks with Loco, so he pretty much knew about what I'm planning and what I'm wanting to do with my sculptures. So it was all layered out in there. But again, I don't have those chats. So why am I being called out to show anything? What do I have to prove to anyone? I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't have to explain myself to anybody what I do. But just so you, the viewers, just so you know about my contribution, what I'm doing, what I have done, because this is being pointed out. So this is what the situation was about this mightiest governor and all this drama going on around, and me being kicked and having negative titles and not being accepted back in the alliance for a free-for-all MGE. I mean, after all this, all the hours that I have spent trying to help out others, really done nothing, right? Completely nothing. Well, the world is going in the wrong direction. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.